All right, welcome to this daily horoscope for January 13th and 14th. My name is Athen. All right, well, we've got the moon in Libra, and this is the third quarter phase of this whole lunar cycle. So we're coming up to still very energetic time. You know, this is where the moon squares up to the sun. It's also going to be squaring up to Mercury and Venus. So there is this action-oriented element here, and I'm definitely getting it from the transit chart too, because this whole week up until Friday, we've got Pluto squaring up to the North Node. So this is an action time, and you guys have been hearing me talk about this, about taking that active role in making change in a particular area of our life. For more information on that, do check out your January horoscopes. But that North Node is pointing towards Virgo, which is about improvement. And we're improving some area here and putting in that extra effort and energy. So this is an active oriented part of the chart. The moon is starting to get into the new moon phase, but the third quarter is about utilizing a lot of the things that you gained during the full moon energy. So if you think back, to the full moon in Gemini, any new information that you got, any new studies, anything that you were just beginning, now it's kind of the time where getting a sense of it will certainly assist you and help you by pushing through it and continuing to put energy into, whatever you're working on right now at the moment. Now, that's not without having fun and excitement, because while there is this sort of Pluto squaring up to the North Node kind of needing to make some changes is what it feels like, there's also a lot of liveliness, surprisingly, in the transit chart. On Tuesday, we've got Venus sextiling up to Uranus. On Wednesday, we've got Mercury sextiling up to Uranus, Venus trining up to the North Node, and then the Sun changing sign. So let's talk about this. On Tuesday in particular, this is about doing something fun and different and exciting. Now, yes, it's a time of making changes, but if we're not enjoying what we're doing, which is really the message of Venus here, then what's the point? And so this is what it's about. And on Tuesday, mix things up a little bit. You'll find it not only exciting and fun, but you're going to find it probably helps you in this overall new path and new direction that you're putting energy into. So mix it up, perhaps with relationships too, which is Venus. There's definitely an opportunity to have that fun and exciting element in your life. Now on Wednesday, we do have Mercury then sextiling up to Uranus. And so while it is, this sort of connection in what we're doing, there's also this new understanding and new interest. And that's kind of what's setting the stage for this whole week with this whole squaring energy, is this new interest. There's like this opportunity to really see things in a new light, in a different way. Perhaps it is specifically something new, like a new intellectual interest in your life that's exciting. But it could just be a new idea to also, with Uranus, it's something different. It's also intuitive, also, perhaps listening to your intuition. Maybe a new idea might come to you. But during that time, Venus is going to be trining up to the North Node on Wednesday. So this is where we really start to enjoy the growth. I think by mixing things up on Tuesday, this is where on Wednesday we can see, wow, we can really enjoy this. We can really have fun on our path through these changes, through the self-improvement, what have you. Perhaps even bring people into it as well with Venus, is another element of that. But it could be from this new idea on Wednesday too. So really pay attention around on Wednesday in terms of maybe a new idea, a new concept that might come to you. And something intuitive, and that could be a definite shift in all of this energy to be much more about enjoyment. Because again, if we're not enjoying what we're doing, what's the point? And that's what this Venus trining up to the North Node is really symbolizing. Now, also on Wednesday, we do have the Sun then going into Capricorn. So now the shift from where it was very Sagittarian before, and still kind of is because we're in that same lunar cycle, where it's about expansion and opportunities. Now it's like, okay, we're starting to get much more serious. The Sun in Capricorn is about stepping into our mastery, stepping into our discipline, and looking at things in the long term. We've had Venus there, we've had Mercury there, really seeing things in the long-term perspective. Is this something that's going to be around? But with the Sun here, it's very enjoyable, actually. So by stepping into that masterful, disciplined aspect of yourself, that vital life force energy can really come alive. And with this whole squaring up to the North Node, a lot of it does have to, it does involve you stepping into your power. But the way I would describe it with Saturn is stepping into your mastery, realizing that you have everything you need to make, to enjoy your life and to make whatever changes are necessary right now with this squaring up to the North Node. So realize that, you know, the Capricorn energy is essentially our web and our connection to all the information that's already available on the etheric realms. You know, we have everything we need. We have all that inner knowledge and inner wisdom. So tap into that, and from that comes this sense of self-mastery, that you can perhaps do these things, that you can, you know, structure your life in that long-term perspective, which is what Capricorn really shows us. All right, so let's go and draw a card and see where Spirit would like a little more emphasis for these 2 days. Okay, Scorpio. Well, that's the element of transformation, of change. It's also where Saturn is transiting right now at the moment. So perhaps it's an indicator to stay nice and grounded through all of this. You know, Saturn shows us how we can restructure our life, which is what's happening right now with the squaring up to the North Node and Pluto, but keeping it disciplined, keeping it pragmatic, long-term, not losing sight of the big picture with Saturn. You know, Saturn and Scorpio is showing us how we can make transformation in our lives, but to keep it building one step at a time. You know, in the past, where it might have been necessary to just completely redo things, that's not really the case now with Saturn here in this cycle. It's about one step at a time, perhaps, you know, removing some pillars and some foundational elements, but replacing them and continuously building upon that temple, you know, in that pragmatic, very disciplined sort of way. All right, well, I hope you guys have a great 2 days. I want to thank you all for all of your support. Please get in touch if you'd like a personal reading, and I will talk to you next time.